Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 as we roll into our 16th year on the air. Hard to believe we're already in the second Saturday in June, which means that it's Ron Wong. This is not bonus Wong. That comes on the fourth Saturday.
So good morning, everybody.
Yeah, there he is. That's that familiar voice, the man of everywhere. You know.
Well, as soon as I can get out of here this morning,
you're gone.
I'm on my way to Lake Texoma.
Yes, you are.
They're at Durant, Oklahoma. Of course, I'd love to be at the Junior Fishing Rodeo, the TWRA Junior Fishing Rodeo out at Johnson Road Park. Hey, for all of my friends out there that are anglers, go out and help Larry and everybody else there at TWRA and help the kids catch some fish. They can use all the volunteers they can.
That's right. When you got 200 to 250 kids and a lot of them are single parents and a lot of them never fished before, but anyway, let's talk a little crappie fishing.
Hey, I got to tell you something.
I know that.
This is still a good time of the year to catch crappie, and who better to have?
Yeah, who better? I mean,
than the president of the Bass Pro Shops Crappie Masters, Mike Vallentine. He's been on the show before, so
yeah, he has.
He's not a stranger.
No.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How's it going?
Okay, Mike. We already know you say you're on the water at Lake Truman, so I know that crappie fishing is big in here, and I looked up on the website, and you guys, man, what a circuit you guys! You guys stay busy.
We've been real busy this spring.
Yeah, so walk our listeners before Ron asks you something about technical stuff. A little bit about the Crappie Masters. How and this thing is really expanding, isn't it?
Yeah, we've memberships for the circuits up really high. Participation's up this year. Promotions are through the roof.
Yes.
A lot of eyeballs on crappie fishing right now, so we're just we're happy to be involved in it and doing what we do.
I love to hear the wind blowing across Lake Truman right now. That sounds great. But and I know Ron has kept up with you guys, and we're going to do a lot with you, particularly Grenada Lake. Let's talk about Grenada Lake. Ron's over there trying to unwound his. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's all tied up in there. But tell us about Grenada Lake and why you're going there for the championship.
Yeah, this year, our nationals is on Grenada Lake. Of course, we've been on Grenada Lake for our championship several times.
Yes,
we try every 3 years or so, and of course we'll be there at the end of September. I believe it's September 28th through October 1st.
That's it.
Yeah. I'll be there for a couple of them days.
Yeah, you will? Okay. Yeah. You get to take home the crappie.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out there on their media day deal, which is the day before the actual tournament starts, right, Mike?
That's correct.
Yeah,
yes.
And I know you'll have food, so Ron will be there.
Well,
but,
no, I want to try to win another. I want to try to win another media day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he's defending champion.
Is
right.
he really?
Yep.
All right, way to go. But he was telling me, Ron was telling me off the air, give us some weights, because Ron just blew my mind a while ago about a recent event you guys had.
This spring.
Yeah, this spring. You had 7
No,
fish.
it wasn't spring. I'm sorry. It was last fall in October.
Well, whenever it was 14 fish, 7 fish each day, and the total weight was over
35 pounds.
35 pounds.
This spring when we was in Grenada, winning weight 14 fish was a little over 35 pounds.
A
couple of years ago when we were there, the winning weight was just short of 39 pounds.
That's right.
So
that's amazing.
It's unreal.
Unreal. So if you want to see some actual slabs, I've had people show me what they thought was an actual slab. It weighed 1.5 pounds. This is a slab. I said, you ain't seen no slabs till you go to one of these tournaments and see these guys bring them in. So I know Grenada Lake is the hot spot. Now, the Crappie Masters, how long y'all been in business?
Crappie Masters, this is the 13th season.
Wow, okay.
And, been around a while. And, we've got We still got a few events left this year to get teams qualified for that nationals. They're all in Missouri.
Well, you don't mind that.
Forward to getting there.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty short drive for you then. So you end them up in Missouri. And again, we're talking Mike Vallentine. He is the president of Bass Pro Shops Crappie Masters. And Ron, I know that you know Mike well, and you know about the expansion and explosion of crappie fishing. You know, I look back and, bass gets there's nothing against bass. They grow up real big and they're fun. But I've seen so much movement in crappie fishing, catfishing, these areas that in the past didn't get the notoriety I think that they deserve. And now organizations like this are what brings to the spotlight what these guys can do.
Well, first of all, I think that folks like Mike Vallentine promoting the sport, and it's also, it appeals so much to those that can't afford a $70,000 boat and everything else, and $10,000 worth of rods and reels and everything else. And it's really a lot of local fishermen have the opportunity to fish these type of events. And, of course, what also makes it real special and with Crappie Masters is they have some wonderful sponsors that helps out.
Yeah.
And has a lot of contingency prizes for the fishermen. They have they pay well, and it's pretty amazing. They also have not just the winner of who catches the most crappie, but they have a male-female division and a I guess adult youth division, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. Each tournament, there's a prize, extra prizes available for those teams also.
Yeah, and you see, that's getting the youth involved. Again, we talk a lot about that,
yes,
Larry,
we do.
On this show, and this is something that we have to do. And it's pretty amazing how they are doing that. And, Mike, in some of your tournaments, you guys also have little youth fishing rodeos, too, don't you?
Yeah, every one of them. We have youth fishing rodeos, and then we've gotten involved with a nonprofit organization in the last couple of years called Kids Fishing Education, and they help provide us with prizes and raise funds, and we're trying to put fishing poles in everybody's hands, raise the scholarship dollars for some other tournaments that we're putting on throughout the year. So getting the youth involved has been a big deal for us in the last few years.
Now, fans of crappie fishing and people that want to learn more about crappie fishing, they're all welcome to the weigh-ins that you have, right, Mike?
Yes, absolutely. We've got information everywhere. Of course, we have our Crappie Masters television show.
Yeah.
And then we have our website and our Facebook page, but locally, if you just want to come out and watch the weigh-ins, they're set up to do so, real comfortable, real accessible. So the anglers are accessible, and they're very willing to answer questions and help out in any way they can.
I know I've talked to Wade Hendren, my good friend Wade Hendren, that he speaks so highly of you guys, and one of our top crappie fishermen here, and works for TWRA and talks about it. And I know, Mike, look at this thing, the way it's going. Where are we going with this? Is this, you guys have just expanded so much. You have so many tournaments and things like that. What's up in the future when you look down the road?
Well, the way we're formatted, I love the way we're formatted. I think we're heading in the right direction. We're just looking to get a little bigger and make more available for the anglers. This isn't possible without following, making crappie fishing information available.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is teach people how to catch crappie year-round.
Yes.
Help grow the sport even more. And without the tournament anglers that we have, along with, all the other people we work with, it's not possible. So making more available for the tournament anglers is definitely going to help us grow in the future.
And you guys put a lot of personality into this. Your anglers are so close. I mean, that's what I like. And Ron, you mentioned that. These guys will, I mean,
it's pretty amazing. And, we've had some of them on our show right here. It's always fun. And they talk very highly of a lot of good crappie equipment that's coming out now. Because, just like bass fishing where things are evolving and getting better, it is in crappie fishing too. I can remember when I used to take a 10-foot rod, and by the time the day was over, I'd be so wore out because it's so heavy.
It ain't that way anymore, buddy.
Yeah, but now you got B&M coming out with these lightweight poles and everything else. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, the technology, it's improving. There's a lot more things available. Affordability's there.
Yep.
What's great about the crappie is at the end of the day, if you want to keep a few, they're, in my opinion, the best fish to eat. So it's a win-win all the way around.
There's no doubt about it and everything. Hey, you got one more question for Mike?
No, just Mike, if somebody wants more information about where you go about Bass Pro Shops Crappie Masters, where do they go?
Well, it's we have a website, crappiemasters.net. Lots of information available there. One of the greatest things to do is follow us on Facebook. Crappie Masters on Facebook. We have a lot of information. We're developing more and more videos all the time. Like I said, our goal is to help the average everyday angler learn more about crappie fishing so they can learn that how good crappie fishing is year round. It's not just in the spring. It's even, it gets better and better and better in the summer and fall. And we want to teach people how to catch crappie. And I think that's going to help make this sport grow.
Mike, we appreciate you, buddy, taking time on this Saturday morning to be on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll hook up again.
And we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, we'll see you down the road. Thanks, Mike. Have a great day. All right, let's take a break, come right back, and we're hoping to talk a little fishing and golf with a couple of guys. We'll see if that happens on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
You can find out